bringing the people behind our food to life.
My parents moved here from El Segundo, California. My dad worked for Boeing, and he adopted my brother and I and did not want to raise us in the city. And he had no idea about how to farm, but he loved this place, and he moved here with my brother and I when we were toddlers. My dad, when he first started this, he grew pears and apples, and he sold to the packing houses, and also he sold the roadside stand. He started that. And they actually were so busy farming, they didn't hire people to run the fruit stand, and they would just leave a self-serve. They'd leave a can up, and people would come and buy their bulk boxes and just leave the money in a coffee can on the counter. You never did pick that in the 60s. It was all we pick, the farmers would pick. In 1982 is when I took over the farm. I was still very selling by the box, and Hood River hadn't really exploded yet as a tourist town. In the 90s, there was another farm, and she was doing a lot of U-pick cherries, and she kind of talked to me about it, and she said she couldn't handle all the customers. There were too many for her farm, and would I be willing to try? And I decided to try it, and it was crazy and a lot of fun. Some people make a liqueur with the cherries. People freeze them, people can them, people make pies. It's just a variety of things. And some people pick them and they don't know why. They just wanted the experience. And they'll look at me and say, I don't know what we're gonna do with them. So we always suggest, well, you could freeze them, and they make great smoothies. And if you put them in your refrigerator, you can put a cloth over them, a damp cloth, and they will keep like a week or two. As long as they're kept, you could keep the stems fresh that way. We just have small patches of all of our fruits for you pick. A lot of times we'll pick stuff and bring it into our fruit stand for ourselves. Our strawberries, and our raspberries and blueberries, we just leave those you pick. And then from cherries, we'll go to peaches and Gravenstein apples, and that's usually August. And then from there, we'll go into September and October with we'll have pears, nectarines, more peaches, and all kinds of apples you can imagine is what we'll have. And that'll go till the very last day of October, depending on if it freezes or not. One more thing that I really love about the farm is being able to talk to the customers one-on-one and explain to them how hard it is to farm. And this is how we saved those cherries. This is right out here, and this was in May. We were up for 2 nights. We just no sleep. And we kept running these. It got down to 25 degrees, see? Mm-hmm. That's her, and we're out there doing that. And then I was gonna show you that wind machine. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. I have a picture of it right there. That's circulating those air all through.
Oh,
see?
So the warm air.
Warm air, yeah.
It keeps circulating.
It keeps it, and that's how we saved them. Because otherwise they would have froze off.
We can do it at home, and we don't need also bag because we had those other grocery bags also.
Each piece of fruit is money for us, and we just we'd like to be paid for what we raise.
Okay. And I live in Houston. She lives in Chicago.
Oh. I love my childhood here, and I am very blessed to have been able to have been raised here and enjoy picking the fruit whenever I want, and then my children too were raised here, and I love to see people come and have a good time. That's my biggest reward. it just was in the back of my mind always, just do it, you got to do it. And it's turned out to actually be the biggest moneymaker on the farm.